Hey everybody, my name's SplatoonKid9000 and welcome to yet another reaction video. You're probably wondering why I'm doing all these massive amounts of reaction videos. These are pretty easy to do, and I'm also working on a project which I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier in one of my videos. So yeah, and I've also seen other YouTubers react to this, or at least the thumbnails, so I figured I might as well give it a shot. It seems to be becoming pretty popular at the moment. So this is Vita Carnis. I know not so much about this, but judging by the title, it's some sort of monster thing. I don't know. It says Living Meat Research Documentary. And this is the full footage, so we're going to see all of it. I figured I'd give this a shot, and if you want me to see more, I will definitely see more. But anyways, let's get right into it. Warning, this video talks about and shows imagery of graphic content like gore, violence, death, flashing lights. Viewer discretion is advised. Wait, what's this? Classified material. Federal law provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized viewing of this footage. Any reproduction, I can't spell, or display of this video is prohibited. The possession of this footage may lead to investigation and detention. If released from custody, the apprehended will face a penalty of $500,000. Okay, so this is like a secret thing? I don't know. Something they want to get out there in the public.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years.
Yep.
Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments.
Yep.
From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found.
Yeah.
Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself.
Yep.
Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
Okay.
That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life.
Okay.
First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are, and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity? From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere.
What?
We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home. What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here's what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis.
Vita Carnis, okay.
The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means.
Like what?
Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis. The dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth.
It's like a meat plant.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world.
So you can't get rid of it.
Found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again.
It's not so bad.
This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
Wait, what?
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients.
Whoa, hang on. There was something there. I'm going back. Hang on. Take this frame by frame. Hang on. Okay, I finally got it. Radio tower overgrown with crawl. And that's all I can see. Hang on. That's all there is. So they grow very rapidly, so I guess they're like entangling things, yeah.
And its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality.
Yeah, farmers would be using that.
The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Yeah, it doesn't look very nice to eat.
The crawl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches.
A node of meat?
This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal.
Okay.
This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings.
Trimmings. Whoa, hang on. There was something there. Hang on. I'm reading that. What? What is this? Once upon a time, there's... Okay, wait. What does this have to do with the story of it? Hang on, can I... sorry, I can't see much else, but... What does that have to do with the story, with the storybook?
The trimmings.
Okay, trimmings, yeah.
Trimmings are small animals that resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs.
Okay.
All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
Okay.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
Imagine seeing 77% basketball-sized meat on there.
Separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume.
Okay.
Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals.
Okay.
Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened.
Okay.
Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators.
I see.
Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case.
Whoa, hang on. No, you can't just chop those news clippings away from me, okay? I'm reading that. Okay, mass trimming infestation. Estimated... does that say 400 plus trimmings gathered around a large abandoned satellite dish? What? Why would they specifically want to go there? Is that like the defense mechanism? Like, they try to hide under that? I don't know. Oh.
Is not the case. The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers.
Oh, so they don't die out.
Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl.
Yeah. Very common.
Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months,
Okay.
having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years.
Not long.
Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society.
Oh.
Their overabundance has even considered them pests.
Oh.
Due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
Also, they're like raccoons and rats and stuff, yeah.
Besides all of this, some people still keep trimmings as pets, and relatively domesticate them.
It actually kind of looks cute there.
Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers, to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold.
Okay.
The next species on our list is the meat snake.
Meat snake. What? Oh, hang on.
The meat snake.
No, what was that? Taking this frame by frame. What? During one of something, a great storm struck. Swayed the boat. The royal family pushed the prince out into sea. What's going on here, man?
The meat snake.
Okay.
The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane.
Ugh.
Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes.
Okay.
When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length.
Oh.
Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters.
5
Although,
meters?
Under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
Hey, no. I can't believe how many times I have to pause this just to see those secrets. Largest meat snake ever discovered. During a sweep of underground settlements made during the war, a massive-sized meat snake was discovered inside an underground... stuck inside an underground railway. The beast was measured at a total of 40 meters in length. It is believed that bodies gathered during the war were fed to the creature, causing it to reach the unbelievable size. Cult activity. Yo, that is messed up. Wow. You know, I know this is fictional, but if this actually happens, I could... If like, these things actually existed, I can actually see humans doing stuff like this, you know? When it comes to stuff like this, humans aren't that great with it, you know?
Surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism.
Also, only dead.
The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment.
Okay.
The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby.
Okay.
This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name.
I see. So it's like an actual snake.
Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole.
Jeez.
Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
Oh, it's like that game with the apple and the snake.
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
Okay.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own.
What?
Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed.
There's a human skull there.
During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed.
Oh my god.
A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
Wow. That's long.
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
Kind of reminds me of a snail or a slug.
Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms.
You know, that actually reminds me, I remember hearing, you know that kind of myth where you chop a worm off, chop a piece of a worm off and it grows back as another worm? There's actually a creature that does that. It's called the bobbit worm. It's like this deep sea worm that it's got a very hideous looking appearance, but like, apparently if you chop a piece off, you can get two identical bobbit worms potentially. So yeah, that's interesting. Wow.
Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold.
Oh, so he likes it just right, okay.
Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available.
Okay.
Where there is death, there are meat snakes.
Okay.
Humanity will use them to our advantage.
Oh.
Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease.
I see.
Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals.
What?
They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame.
So just give them the food.
Overall, meat snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself.
Ugh.
It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
Yeah. Yet again, you wouldn't want to see that face on a snake. Ugh. Also, I just want to say, I can tell they really thought about this. You know, they didn't just go with like a creepy idea and all that. They actually thought about the anatomy of these creatures and just how this works in the world. This is so cool. All right.
Our next creature is the mimic.
Oh no. There was something there. Oh god, this is gonna get messed up now, isn't it? Okay, let me just read the thing first. Oh. It's another clipping of the storybook. After being stranded at sea, the young prince eventually would dry land. Injured, the prince stumbled to a nearby cave. To protect him, he used magic so he could put himself into a healing sleep. Okay.
The mimic.
Oh boy, this is gonna get messed up with
the
mimic
now.
The
mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile. Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence, and is only how their facial structure is shaped.
Ugh.
The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back.
Ugh.
This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole.
Okay.
A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Oh no. This is gonna get real messed up now, isn't it? You know, as soon as I heard the concept of just like this meat version of a mimic, I know this is gonna get messed up now. Oh, look at that thing.
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas.
Oh.
The mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages. In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl.
Okay.
They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning. Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself.
Okay.
These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
Oh, it's really intelligent, actually.
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable.
Oh, it's actually really
This is
smart.
typically when the human is asleep at night. Once the prey is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption.
Dude.
Once the mimic has had its fill, it will leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population,
Just leaves the
and
scene.
begin to digest its meal.
Ugh.
Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in
Wait, I thought I heard, like, knocking for a second.
place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Oh. Oh. I was wondering if we were gonna get video stuff like this. Oh. 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 Dude, hide and flashlight off. Dude, flashlight off. Oh, God. Oh, God, this is horrific. Dude, I'm actually kind of terrified right now. I don't know what... Nothing's happening. I think I can hear footsteps, though. Dude, I hate this. This is creepy as. Oh, God. Nothing's happening. What's going on? Okay, turn your flashlight off, please. Oh! That's it, you're done. Oh, look at those freaking noodle fingers. Man. They actually show its face. Oh! Oh! Jesus.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into.
Okay.
If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features.
What?
It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being.
What?
It now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively.
Oh, it could just disguise itself.
The second type of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter.
Oh.
Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away.
This looks like a
It
puppet.
grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes.
Oh, jeez.
This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin.
No, hell no.
The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat,
Why?
leaving its mouth a toothless grin.
Hang on, it says teeth line back of throat used to pull meat down while also shredding it as it progresses downward. So it's like a leatherback sea turtle. I actually noticed that when they eat jellyfish, they have all this toothy stuff in its throat. And it uses that to, like, shred the jellyfish while not hurting itself as well.
It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet.
Jeez.
Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter. Here are the instructions.
Okay.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2. If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities.
Yeah.
3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route.
Okay.
4. In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack.
Ooh.
Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people.
Okay.
5. If you have a weapon, do not use it. A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in time. Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks.
Okay.
6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area, and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey.
Oh, the guy turned his flashlight off. He would have been fine. He would have been fine, man.
And avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs.
Oh, okay.
Next up, the Harvester.
Harvester.
The Harvester.
Hang on. Again, another thing to read. The prince's sleep was long. He slept for what seems like forever. As he slept, the land around him changed and grew. It was unrecognizable from when the prince first arrived. But the sleep still needed time to heal the prince. Much more time. But it kept the prince safe while he rested, guarding him from the elements as the land changed. Okay.
The Harvester.
Harvester, okay.
The Harvester is a large, bulbous mass with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base.
Okay.
The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally. The Harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground,
destroys it, yeah.
The Harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis.
Okay.
The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting. Whenever a large animal moves across the area armed with these tendrils, the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently. Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss.
That is so messed up.
Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground. Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps.
It doesn't leave a thing behind.
Absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals.
Deadly cycle,
A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, It is also very dangerous. The harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests.
Okay, good thing I'm in Australia then.
If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Oh, whoa, hang on. No. Stop chopping in news clippings. I can't believe how many times I have to pause this. Family attacked by harvester within hiking, I think it said. Authorities, I can't read it. Say refuse to handle the harvester. What? Oh, so like they don't even bother apprehending or like destroying it. I guess I want nothing to do with it because usually we're on the top of the food chain as humans, you know? But now that we have this thing, clearly they don't want anything to do with it.
The best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place.
Yeah.
If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around. If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area. Stay close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment.
Good.
You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe.
Okay.
Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal. Next up is the host.
Host? Oh, God.
The host of influence.
No, hang on. Outside the cave during a time of hardship, island critters were struggling. There was barely any food to go for. They would go and gather whatever they could. Oh, what? Okay.
The host of influence.
Host of influence. What?
The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease.
Oh, okay.
The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics.
Okay.
The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins. In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement.
Okay.
The host's head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck, which houses a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air. These spores are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily, the host is
hang on. Stop doing that to me. What the heck is that? And what about the other one? Okay. That's like a spore cell. Yeah, so they're clearly researching it or something.
Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America.
Okay.
Obtaining info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances.
Oh.
If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them.
Oh.
An infected organism will show no symptoms of infection right away. But a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination. Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you, or someone you know, show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services. After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk. The direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual. If the infected makes their way to the host, they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs. The host will consume them and discard the leftover scraps.
That is brutal! Dude!
However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Good, so you can treat them this time with this guy.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location. Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting.
All you
need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs.
Yeah, clearly.
Next, the monoliths.
What? Monoliths?
The monoliths.
Hang on, another part of the story. Although one day the critters found the cave while searching for food. They found the prince in trance in his healing sleep. The critters were so awestruck and enchanted by the prince's magic.
The monoliths.
Monoliths,
The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of...
Why are they redacting it?
There are only 7 monoliths, all of them located in a circular position,
What?
1.5 kilometers in diameter.
The heck?
This ring of monoliths surrounds...
Whoa, secret information?
The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height. Each monolith has 2 trunk legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso. The creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity documented that the monoliths have done was in... During this period, they were extremely aggressive. When a group of were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out. When military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity. Finally, long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
They try to completely remove them. I swear I can hear the roaring. Jeez, that is horrifying.
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed, and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually, the area has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently, now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
Whoa, what? Hang on. Creatures again. Can't read most of that. Who is this creature? Why are they here? Are they dangerous? I can't read most of that, sorry. What is this one?
The singularity is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter.
Okay.
The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of reading that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials.
Oh.
We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
They clearly don't want this info getting out, don't they? Oh boy.
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
Jeez, I'm terrified of these things. Yeah, wow. More to come. Wow. I gotta say, this guy outdone himself. You can tell he really thought about the story of all of this. Sheesh. Okay, we've got a lot to unpack here. These are all living meat creatures. They appeared out of nowhere, which I'm wondering how that's possible. They say that they're solely part of Earth that appeared out of nowhere. What if that's just a cover up? You know, like what if they are aliens? And for some reason, I'm starting to feel like maybe they could be some sort of demon kind of thing. I don't know, because thing is, the one that really made me think about that kind of cult-like activity was the monoliths. You know how there's only 7 and they're like in a big circle. And then there's the singularity. And they said something about pattern-like signals coming from it. So what if that's the thing that controls everything? Like controls all the meat creatures and all that? I guess we're going to have to find out in the next episode, because that's where I'm going to leave it off here. If you guys want to see more, then let me know. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like. And if you want to see more of my content in the future, then hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to share this around. And I'll see you all in the next adventure. Peace out, everyone.